Ugh. Welcome to part 2 of my 200 subscribers special. And yeah, more, or should I say 202 subscribers special. Yeah, that's right. I got 202 subscribers. So thank you all for supporting my channel. Thank you guys for everything. Now today we'll be doing another special. And I might do a part 3 because why not? It may as well call the trilogy or something like that. But whatever. Today, this time, we're gonna be explaining about a few other characters that I like the most. We're gonna be talking about something scary. I have read creepypastas or know about them for a long time, so I think it's good time to talk about my favorite creepypasta characters or stories. Yeah, I could have done this Halloween, but you know what? We'll be doing this today, so why not? So today, we'll be talking about the top 10 my favorite creepypasta characters. So, let us begin. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Enjoy the video. It's free. You can always change your mind.
Crying every day. It just started a thing in the world. I say, yeah, the best moment.
One of the most well-known creepypasta around the internet. You know who he is. I know who he is. We all know. Nobody knows what he wants though. But he always seems to be targeting children all the time. Whatever he does, it can't be good. If you see him, he won't probably live for long. Some people, and even still some people, may still fear him. Have you ever wondered if there's a scary version of a Sonic game? Well, there is. Sonic.AVI is a really, really deadly hedgehog who floats around and torments his friends to insanity. The author experienced this game, and what he saw was truly terrifying. Of course, being the Sonic fan he is, he plays the game ignoring his friends' requests to destroy it, and he regretted it to this day. At the end of the story, Sonic.AVI spoke to him, telling him to turn around, and when he does, a Sonic.AVI plushie was on his bed smiling. Now, not necessarily a creepypasta character, but I did say also story, so this one, I kind of like this one more than Sonic.AVI, although there's nothing much there, but we'll explain the story. So basically, an author had discovered a Mario game. When he checked the files, there's only like 2 files. One of them were just random scripts, and one top of the title repeatedly say, "Find me." And once you started the game, it just said Mario. Doesn't say Super Mario World, just simply spelled Mario in all caps. When playing the game would be quite weird. All the enemies would be missing, platforms, coins. Well, Yoshi would be there, but Yoshi would say that Mario has captured him and put him in the egg. Nothing really happens so weird. The only normal part is the icky boss, but when beating it, that soon changed into a dialogue, seemingly describing the victim. The author confirms that this must be Mario's own suffering realm in prison he's in. and one converted to a file to an image. You have this picture in the screen right now. If you were a Minecraft YouTuber, you will probably heard the legends about Herobrine. Many people say they have experience in him in the game. Many people say they saw him, and many people see like bunch of trees without any leaves, or small little pointless tunnels. And sometimes people think and claim that he is actually Herobrine's brother. Even to this day, not many people believes he's real, but some do. Herobrine is pretty quite scary if you think about it. He looks plain, he looks normal, except for his soulless white eyes. Not many people see him scary, but I'll let you decide for yourself. Have you ever been a part of an experiment before? Well, this story, I most likely love this story. I'm not going to explain full details on it, but I'll let you know on this. Apparently, a few soldiers have captured one of the science subjects to do an experiment on them, a sleep experiment to see if they could wake up for a long time. So they have this little gas to keep them awake. At first, nothing really happens a lot. You just hear whispering from the subjects. Suddenly, one of them screams in agony for at least straight an hour, maybe more. And of course, when the soldiers decided to take a look at them, they saw something truly terrifying. Like many bloods and feces everywhere. And they're asking for more gas. Of course, the scientists give them some gas. But since they wanted to keep them safe and check up on them, one of the guards shot the two subjects. The guards point at the guns in the last subject, demanding to know what he is. He must know. And what did the subject say? I recommend you read the story yourself. It's pretty good, and I promise you, it won't disappoint you. You should be lucky you were not part of this experiment. There are so many Pokemon creepypasta, so I'll be talking about the one that I remember the most, and the one that actually scares me. So, here it is. Now, Mid Silver, I have, well, not really read this creepypasta story, but I have seen gameplays of it. And then when I realized it's a creepypasta, I was surprised. So basically, it's about your character, well, Silver or whatever his name is. I haven't read the story for a long time. He went to Mid Silver. He wanted to fight Red or something, whatever he wants to do. And he cannot go back because he can never go back. He made his choice. Once he keep going further and further, one by one, slowly his Pokemon begin to die. And when checking them, there are gruesomely gory death was shown, with the distorted scream and the sound. And the only one left you have is Trifortion. Once you keep moving forward, you eventually met Red, or at least where he's supposed to be at. Instead, it was just a Pokeball. When clicking on it, you will find Celebi, and it will use the curse song, sending you to a white voidness until you finally met Red, and then it begins to battle. Your only Pokemon you have left is Trifortion with 6 HP. And as for Red, he also have the most, well, gruesome Pokemon he has. Not like a awesome Pokemon, but like a Pokemon that were heavily damaged. Just like your Pokemon have died, their parts were also ripped apart, bleeding. Until eventually, they will all just struggle against your Pokemon, as rare Pokemon dies one by one until Pikachu was left. But I'll save that for next time. You should definitely read this creepypasta. is pretty interesting. Much like Slender Man, the Rake is a little more dangerous than Slender Man. Slender Man attacking kids, the Rake, he could attack whatever he wants. When you first spotted him, you're already dead before you even know it. He will stalk you, he will drive you insane. Until the right moment strikes, he'll end you right there and then. He looks more terrifying than Slender Man. Definitely. Look at him. He looked like a human, but at the same time, he looked like a dog creature. So, if you spot him, you won't be living for long. If you are aware of Disney World, then you might know who Mickey Mouse is, right? Now people consider this actually real, but is it? Basically, Walt Disney himself created this short Mickey Mouse episode, and it's just him walking in the city, and it felt like he was walking for all eternity. People thought the 3 minutes short episode was finished, but this wasn't the full video. Years later, they're able to discover the full video. You want to know what the full video is? Link in the description if you want to see it for yourself. Similar to Suicide Mouse, this one is also involving someone else being dead. Well, quite frankly, actually. You see, same thing like Suicide Mouse, the creator of The Simpsons created an episode or similarly like one. They decided to throw it away and hide it. The author able to get his hands on it by asking one of the developers to watch the episode. To the author's surprise, none of their characters are acting like themselves. For example, Homer is more angrier than usual. So, as the episode begins, the Simpsons were in the airplane, as usual, and Bart was making noises. All of a sudden, the window was shattered open, sucking Bart right out of the window, and he fell down to his death. The episode ends with showing a scream of Bart's dead body, but it looked more photorealistic. Act 1 ends with showing the Simpsons crying, like uncontrollably. Then Act 2 ends with them going to the grave, seeing dead Bart's body standing on top of his grave. The episode ends with showing numerous gravestones and graveyards, showing all the Simpsons stars, but something strange about their deaths. All of their deaths were listed at the same date. Unnecessary, not many people find it scary, but I found it scary. And to be honest, this is one of the most best creepypasta stories I ever read and heard. So, here is my number one favorite creepypasta. NES Godzilla is a NES Godzilla game for the NES. Many people love playing old games, arcade games. So the author received an NES Godzilla game from a friend of his. At first, nothing seems bad, like everything's normal. However, the only problem he has is the boss battles. When he started to fight the boss and finish them off, the game will glitch, like it would start lacking a lot. But it only happened with the boss battles. Nothing strange happens until one of the other levels, where they fight Red, when he first met Red. This red creature seems to unsettle the author, and the author realizes that this is a ROM hack he has. He begins to play it more. The more further he plays the game, the more further he knows about Red, and the more things that Red knows about him and his friend Melissa. At the end of the level, everything broke loose. Everything begins to fall apart, terrifying the author more and more until he able to fight the final boss, Red himself. Red is an absolute beast. He would damage the player, and every time the player takes damage, the author felt pain in real life. He tried to move away, he tried to scream, trying to hold his pain, but he can't move his body for some reason. It's like he's frozen in place, except for his thumbs, and his thumbs could only touch the controllers. That's all he could do for now. His characters begin to die slowly, such as mouthful being eaten alive by Red, and this does cause a massive pain to the author. Even if a character dies, he felt this massive pain. He felt like he's gonna die if he lose, which is exactly what's gonna happen to him if he ever does lose the game. He keeps trying, keep throwing damage at Red. He eventually did, but Red decided to transform to his final form, destroying the author's characters one by one, all dying slowly by him in gruesome ways, by crushing them, burning them alive, until one left Godzilla. However, he was defeated easily by Red simply grabbing him and eating him whole. The author's already given up at this point. He accepted his fate, ready to die just like the monsters and Melissa. However, Melissa eventually came in, giving the author one last character to defeat Red, to save her, to save everyone. The author with a new character able to defeat Red as Red screams as he dies. He finally did it. He saved them. At the end, he decided to sell the game, making sure that he never had to deal with this problem ever again. And he waits, hoping if anyone will buy the copy of his NES Godzilla game. He does not want to experience that ever again. He can no longer suffer anymore ever again.
3, go. 난 부를 거야. 아마 날 부를 거야. 웃고 있는 내 모습은 진짜가 아니야.
I am the perfect being. You cannot stop me.